Hello, today we are going to be creating two-dimensional robots, and we are going to do that by looking at a variety of two-dimensional shapes. The first shape that I would like to introduce you to is a square, and you can see that a square has four equal sides. A rectangle is very similar to a square, but instead of having four equal sides, it has two sides that are parallel but unequal. The next two-dimensional shape I would like you to look at is a triangle, which has three sides. And lastly, a circle. Using our circle, our square, our rectangle, and triangle, you are going to combine these flat two-dimensional shapes to make a two-dimensional robot. For this project, you will need to get out a small piece of paper. Using your pencil, you are going to write your name, the date, and you are also going to write your class. Then you are going to turn your paper over. It does not matter which way you would like to hold your paper. You can do that vertically or horizontally. Using the two-dimensional shapes we just talked about, we are now going to put those together to create a robot. For this lesson, you will need your pencil, an eraser, a ruler, and a thin Sharpie. What Ms. Picklingus has done next is I've created a time-lapse video so you can see the steps of my drawing process. Don't forget to use at least once all of the two-dimensional shapes that we just talked about, the circle, the square, the rectangle, and the triangle. And also don't forget to add details to your robots. Think about different buttons. Maybe they have 3 eyes, maybe they have 2 eyes, maybe they have legs, maybe they don't, maybe they roll on a cart. Let's go ahead and watch the video. Okay, so now that our robot is complete, we are going to move on to the next section of the lesson, which is going to be identifying the edge, the face, and the vertex of one shape in our robot. Ms. Picklingus would like you to please label those. So just to review, here is an example right here of a two-dimensional square. And you can see that Ms. Picklingus has identified the face, the edge, and the vertex. So the face of this square is going to be the flat plane. The edge of this two-dimensional square is going to be this line right here. It could also be this line right here, this line right here, or this line right here. The vertex of this two-dimensional square is the point where two line segments intersect. So really what that means is a corner. So I chose to label this corner of the square right down here, but I could have done the vertex being labeled here, here, or here. So on this two-dimensional square, there are 4 different vertexes. There are also 4 different edges, and there is 1 face. So now I am going to take my robot, and I'm going to choose a two-dimensional shape to label these 3 areas. I'm going to pick this rectangle right here. Using my ruler, I'm going to start with the face. So I'm actually going to make a line with my Sharpie. I'm going to put a little arrow pointing to the face, and then I am just going to write the word face. I'm also going to label this area right here is the edge. So I make sure my arrow touches the edge. Again, using my ruler to keep my work neat. Make my little line. Whoops. Let me just fix that a little bit. And then I'm going to label the edge. Next step, I have to label the vertex. So I could choose this corner, this corner, this corner, this corner. I think for the sake of my drawing, because I've got a lot going on over here, I'm going to choose this corner. Again, making my arrow, and then I'm going to label the vertex. So I've got the face, the edge, and the vertex labeled. You only need to do this for one of the two-dimensional shapes in your robot. I could have done it for the triangle. I could have done it for the rectangle up here. Could have done it for any of my smaller squares. After you complete this step, the next step is to go up, get some colored pencils, and very lightly begin coloring in your robot. So I think I'm going to start with a nice green here. I'm coloring in one direction, not pressing down super hard, just adding a little bit of color, not leaving any white spots, and I'm staying right in the lines. I'm going to move on, choose a different colored pencil. I'm thinking about a name for my robot as I'm coloring in my triangle. I'm going to move over here and color in my other triangle. And I'm going to move back up to the top. I think this robot's name might be Elford. Doing a nice, neat job. Taking my time. Coloring in one direction. When you are done with your coloring job, please make sure to look at Ms. Picklingus' rubric. Did you use at least all 4 two-dimensional shapes once? Did you erase your pencil marks? Did you add 5 different details to your robot, whether they're buttons, different textures? Is your robot labeled with the face, the edge, and the vertex? And lastly, you finished the project on time and you did an excellent job coloring. Thank you guys very much for watching the video, and I hope you enjoy the art lesson.